All right, we're live at 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Woo! Yeah, hell yeah, baby! This is a STS Pod Club production. Welcome to Memphis Wrestling Superstar. On this show, we ask a wrestler from Memphis Wrestling 5 questions on the main show and then 3 questions on the Patreon show. What y'all guys need to do is follow us on stspod.club, the link of all links. It will give you all our social media. It'll give you Patreon. You're able to get those 3 questions on Patreon. We also do the Shiz Knit Minute every day. It's on Reels, it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram. Hell, you can watch it on the back of your hand, I think. I don't know. I mean, it's everywhere. The Shiznit Minute. And I have with me this time on episode 2, he's been on the show before a couple of times. We had Skimahorns September or something like that, didn't we?
Yeah,
Last year. It is not Brad Skimahorn now. It is main event Bradley. How the hell are you, man?
man, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Lots going on with you. Just real quick, this is not one of the questions, but how was it working with Tommy Dreamer?
Oh man, he's the best. He's the coolest. Um, awesome. Out of everybody I've worked with, Tommy is really, really cool. Really awesome.
Awesome, awesome. And you on the show with you knocked Moose off the ring apron. How did that come about? Was it just who's going to knock him out and who's going to do it?
Well, yeah, basically they had a plan, and then Moose was like, "Well, I think it would be better if a heel eliminated me." And might be breaking a little kayfabe here, but Mikey was like, "Brad, let Brad be the one." And
Oh
so,
wow, awesome.
so there that was. That's how that
Yeah,
came
we
about.
break kayfabe all the time here, so that don't matter. So here we go, guys. 5 questions, and then we'll do the little catchphrase, and then we'll be on Patreon and do 3 more. All right. Question number 1. Main event. What has been your best main event match since you started in wrestling? Who was it against? Where was it at? And did you just think, damn, that was the best match I've ever had?
Well, I'll give you a singles match and a tag team
All
match.
right, sounds good.
The tag team match was me and Briar versus Roscoe Eat Lisa in the double dog collar. That match was amazing. And then my singles match, I would either say Tommy Dreamer or recently at the main event Bradley Metroplex in Tuckerman versus Austin Lane when I became the unified Arkansas Wrestling Champion.
That I've had a bunch of guys tell me that's a match I need to go out of my way to see if they ever put it up on YouTube. So I'm excited about that. All right, good, good. I remember the dog collar match. You putting it on Facebook there. All right, this is one of the questions I asked Brett Michaels when he was on episode 1. But what's your favorite road food? What are we going to stop and get while we're on the road?
McDoubles, man, all the time, McDoubles. Pull the buns off of them, though.
Oh, we're just eating meat, huh?
Yeah, can't have that carbs. Got to get the protein.
There you go. There you go. All right. Question number, McDonald's, I think I told this, but it was always the cheapest place to go when I was on the road. And that's when the dollar menu had so much stuff on it. You could get a couple of dollar menus and a water, and you was good to go.
Yep.
Uh, so we're looking at who's your favorite person to work? Like, if someone said, okay, Brad, we got this whole roster. You can just pick anyone to work tonight. Who are you going to be picking?
Uh, Austin Lane is up there on that list. Mikey is on that list. Mike Anthony, I like working with him too. There's a lot of guys, but Mikey and Austin Lane, I feel like I have the best chemistry with those guys.
Then you get, yeah. I mean, people don't realize this as much as it's not in the business, but there's certain people that you just either have the best chemistry, or you don't have to say anything, or when I was on the road, I had 2 teams, and I pretty much had them working each other every night. So it was really easy for us since we already had the chemistry. They trained together, and then they worked against each other almost every night. But when you're like you do tags, you do singles. there will be that one person you think you can have your best match from. And Austin Lane, and I could see Mike Anthony and Mikey. All right, number 4. What was something you were promised by a promoter, but you never received it? They never gave it to you. They said, "Hey, I'm going to do this, either a title or the money, but they just never gave it to you."
They said one night we were doing a show at the Earl Bell in Jonesboro that Jimmy Hart was going to be our manager for the night, me and Briar. And then it didn't ever happen. Jimmy was there, but he went out with Jeff Jarrett instead, and they didn't let him go out with us. And we had a finish planned around with the megaphone. It was going to be cool, but they didn't let Jimmy be our manager.
Was you the SKIMAHORNs in, or was y'all wrestling as, what was it, the Mercury Brothers? Was that
yeah,
what it was?
Mercury Brothers / Lethal Injection.
Yeah, yeah. And that was they brought like a old timey, a bunch of the old names back, and what, Austin Lane was there,
Austin,
and Brandon
Dustin was
Baxter,
there.
and yeah, and Jerry, yeah, awesome. I didn't know you were on that show.
Yep.
I saw you guys one time. I was walking downtown Jonesboro. I don't know. I want to say Barbecue Fest or something. And Jimmy Hart was there. And then in the ring was you guys wrestling somebody. And I was like, who? And this was after I got off the website, and it was not really knew nobody in the business in this area. And you guys were just tearing it up. And I was like, who the hell are these guys? Because I hadn't seen y'all before. I actually called Austin or texted him and said, those guys are pretty good. And he's like, no, they suck. No, he doesn't suck. All right.
He trained me.
Our last question for the main show here. Best, now this may go back to the other question I had, favorite person to work, but who do you think, when it comes to wrestling ability, who's the best wrestler you've ever been in a ring with?
Oh, that's a good question. When it comes to the way that they structure the match and that everything like that, I have to say Mikey, because he's just so smart the way he thinks about it. Like Mikey and Zach both are both very, very smart about that. Derek King, Derek's the man. Austin, he's smart. But one of those guys for sure.
I always, when it came to Derek, is I can tell you when to come in and out of heat. I can say this is, if we're doing tag team matches, this is the best way to do a hot tag, blah blah blah. But there's a point to where Derek starts going into the finish that all of that stuff just goes. I'm just like, how did you come up with all of that for 3 minutes worth of time on TV or either in the arena? But he's one of the best at doing that. Austin's the best. I think really he's got where he's better at. And I kid him all the time about do you know Austin Lane's favorite wrestler, right?
Yeah, Austin Lane.
Well, sure, it's Austin Lane. But do you believe that? I believe he's kind of got where he's trying to put more people over than trying to get himself over all the time like he used to do.
I agree. Austin did a lot for me, and he went above and beyond for me. So I 100% agree.
Well, what I think it is just it's one of those things, and we talked about this on Best of the Best. He's been doing it for so long that when he was younger, he worked so hard that he thought he should be the top dog all the time. But now it's not that way. It's hey, we're gonna put main event Bradley over in the main event. So I mean that's the way you do things. All right, guys, that was a quick one, man. A quick episode, but there's just 5 questions. So good talking to you, main event Bradley. You stick around because if you're on Patreon, we'll have 3 questions only for Patreon. All right, guys, this is the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, we'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel, and I love my mama. Thank you, main event Bradley.
Thank you.